Welcome everybody to Astro Time and Life once more. Today another birth chart analysis. This is a very interesting chart and very powerful chart. So I have decided to discuss about this chart from different angles. So let's begin straight away. She is a um, Leo ascendant, and actually her sign is Aries sign. So both are fiery signs, so this native may be little short-tempered and straightforward person, and quite brave person, because moon and sun both are actually sun sign and moon sign both are same, that is Aries. So they will tell anything straight away to your face. They don't bother. Whatever is the reality, whatever is the fact is the fact. They don't bother. Now thing is, in that situation it becomes little difficult to adjust with this type of persons, but if you take care of them very well and can value their sentiments, then they are very good indeed. They will rather take care of you more than you, and actually they are very large hearted, very big hearted person, very generous kind of persons actually. Those they look very harsh, actually they look very tough, but actually internally they are very soft inside. Now what I was telling, that actually she is actually Leo ascendant. Naturally she has got the kind of leadership quality in nature. Now see one thing, that Jupiter, that is most vital planet, because Jupiter is actually the fifth house lord, that is the lord of this house. Jupiter is fifth house lord, that is sitting in the third house. That means she has the tendency of fighting actually, because Jupiter is sitting in the house of Parakram, that is courage, bravery. So she will achieve something by her own courage, by her own effort. So this is a tendency actually, and Jupiter is actually retrograde. That is why Jupiter will give effects of both the both the signs, that is Libra sign as well as Virgo sign. So it will give mixed results. That means its effect will be divided between two houses, that is third house as well as second house. She will get results of both the houses. And since Jupiter is a auspicious planet for Leo signs, so Leo ascendant, so this will definitely do uh, more good than harm to this native, because see Jupiter is in the third house, from there it will aspect ninth house. Naturally she will get blessings of Jupiter, and this will help her to get, here is ninth house in which already moon and sun are sitting, and Jupiter is aspecting from there directly to the ninth house. And again Jupiter is also in one way present in the second house because it is retrograde, so from there it will also aspect uh, this one, that is the eighth house. So that way it will aspect sun, moon and Mars all together, and that way it will save this native from many difficulties, many odd situations, because Jupiter's aspect is very beneficial aspect, and that is very benefic actually. That way it can save the native from different challenging situations, and her communication skill will be quite good. And since Jupiter is aspecting her ninth house and also it is aspecting her 11th house, and Jupiter is also in one way sitting in the second house also. If we see the Chalit chart, then we can clearly see Jupiter is in the third house really, but in KP chart it is in the second house actually. So that means she will be involved in kind of some teaching job actually. She may or may not like that, but actually she will be involved in some kind of teaching job sometime or other. Okay. Um, Anyway, now Saturn is sitting in the seventh house. This is the vital place because Saturn means the seventh house lord. That is sitting in seventh house itself. That is known by good because seventh house lord sitting in the seventh house, that will ensure marriage. And when seventh house lord sits in the seventh house itself, so that keeps a stable marriage actually. But since Saturn is by nature adverse to um, the marital bliss, the marital joy, what to say, the kind of happiness of marriage, this is not that kind of planet which can help to get any kind of happiness from marriage. Rather, this will cause some complications in marriage. Though it will make the marriage stable, but still it will cause a lot of disturbances in the marriage. So, may not be that happy marriage at all. And anyway, this Saturn also indicates a kind of business. Since seventh house lord sitting in the seventh house, so sometime or other she may think of marriage, think of business also as profession, because that is also aspected by Saturn, is aspected by Jupiter. So that way also Jupiter is also aspecting the seventh house. That means Jupiter will always try to save the marriage, because Jupiter is a very auspicious planet, and even if Saturn causes any disturbance in a marriage, but Jupiter will come forward and will try to save the marriage, because Jupiter is very benefic planet and it will try to save the marriage 100%. And also this is also another thing here, since Saturn is actually a planet of profession and Jupiter is a planet of teaching, so when Saturn is being aspected by Jupiter, naturally maybe she may be involved in teaching or kind of um, education, or counseling kind of service at some point of time. Maybe maybe not today, tomorrow she will definitely get involved in kind of teaching kind of job or counseling kind of job, where she will do a lot of counseling kind of, she will be giving good advices to people. She will as a consultant, that also is quite possible, because Jupiter is a good consultant, is a great knowledge. Jupiter means knowledge actually. So when the planet of knowledge is aspecting the planet of profession, so naturally some profession related to um, consultation, some profession like teaching will definitely happen in her life sometime or other. So this is the probability, and that is clearly indicated here, because Saturn is here and Jupiter is here, you see, and Jupiter is aspecting 1 2 3 4 5. It is giving fifth aspect. Fifth aspect of Jupiter is um, very benefic aspect actually, very auspicious aspect. And Jupiter is also aspecting um this 11th house, because this is 7th 8th 9th 8th 9th, yes. So it is aspecting the 9th house, and also it is aspecting this place, uh, this house. That means she will earn money by teaching, by consultation, by counseling, this type of jobs. So Jupiter is a very benefic planet here, though Jupiter is retrograde actually. Retrograde Jupiter may not give you that much of help, that much of good effects, but still at least 50% of Jupiter's good effects will be available from this position. Now let's talk about Sun. Sun is so strongly placed in the ninth house because Sun is placed in the house of exaltation. Because Sun is exalted in Aries sign, you know that, and this is the Lagna Lord, that is the ascendant Lord, and that is sitting strongly in ninth house. So she will be very, very lucky in why, because she will be getting um, support of her parents, support of her father. Father will be very much there all the time to support her from any point of view, all points of from any for any reason, he'll be there for the native to help her from different points of view. Okay, so it is not that she will be helpless. Her parents will be always there behind her to support her higher studies, to support her financially, to support her in her career. For every reason, they are always behind her. Now, moon is also there. You see, moon means the 12th house lord. If I remove them, okay, this moon is the 12th house lord. This is 12th house, and its lord is moon, and that is sitting in the ninth house. This may cause her um, go away from home to some place which is far away from her home for some reason, maybe due to some uh, professional purpose, some other reason also, maybe sometime or other, at some time or other, she may have to visit some place which is far away from her home. So this is a probability I'm telling, but moon is also actually mother. Moon means mother and sun is father. So both the parents actually are in her ninth house, and they are friend of each other, well placed in the ninth house. So she will be always getting help from her parents for all purposes. Actually, always they will be always beside her, by her side. And as you know, Mars is actually most vital planet, most auspicious planet for Leo signs, Leo ascendants. That Mars is sitting here in the 8th house. This is not a very good position, since Mars is actually Rajyokari planet. There is a very auspicious planet for um, since it is the lord of 4th house, and also it is the lord of 10th house. So not lord of 10th house, actually it is the lord of 9th house, sorry, 9th house and 4th house. That means uh, it is Konpati as well as Trikonpati. So that is sitting in the 8th house. This is a disadvantage, no doubt, because whenever any planet sits in the 8th house, that causes some problem actually, anxiety problem, obstructions, uh, hurdles, this type of things come in life. And Mars is very vital planet for females, because that is the main karak of marriage, and that planet itself is sitting in the 8th house. That means she may have some tough time in her married life. So she'll be having some mental stress regarding her marriage. And this Mars in the 8th house, though it is in the benefic, it is a friendly sign actually in the house of Jupiter, but still it is after all 8th house. So 8th house means some kind of tension, some kind of struggle, some kind of problem. So she may have some minor accidents also due to this. Mars is kind of some instruments, some kind of machineries. So, or also it may be some vehicle while going down the street, or while traveling by road. Maybe she may have some minor accidents or some problems. Even if she doesn't have any such things so far, maybe in future also there is some chance of getting to such type of problems. So she should be little careful about this. And Um, this is Mars, and now Mars is also the fourth house lord as well as the ninth house lord. That means both the lower education as well as higher education. This is the lord of lower education and higher education. And also Mars is actually representative of vehicles, fourth house. So being the owner of fourth house and the ninth house, it is sitting in the eighth house. That means she will go into technical studies. And since eighth house also indicates technical studies, and since fourth house and ninth house lord sitting in the eighth house, so it will ensure technical studies. And already Mars itself is a planet of technical subjects, like chemistry, like mechanical engineering, like computer science and this type of things. So she definitely may get into this type of education. Now I am considering all these things from Chalit chart. So if I go to our Lagna chart directly, there I will find something little different. Here is Lagna. There you find Rahu is also sitting in the fourth house. So this also you should consider. Rahu itself is a planet of technical studies, and Mars is already sitting in the eighth house. The Lord of fourth house is sitting in the eighth house. That means it is definitely indicating that she had technical studies. And she was very good in her studies. Why? There is also some reason for that, because she has a kind of uh, Mercury sitting in the 10th house, and that is also in the friendly sign. And Mercury Ketu combination, this is the combination which is very, very interesting. Mercury Ketu combination with Venus. Venus is very well placed in the 10th house and strongly placed, as well as Mercury also is there, though it is combust with Ketu. But Mercury Ketu combination as well as Venus Ketu Mercury, this combination is an awesome connection for becoming a software engineer or computer engineer. That means something related to some microscopic instruments, very delicate kind of instruments, very, very complicated things, and very something electronic, some kind of computer related, software related studies are actually indicated by this combination of planets. And Ketu's, though Ketu is not in very strong position, that is in the sign of debilitation, still, since it is sitting with Mercury and Venus, so it will not be giving that kind of bad results also, because it's kind of niche bhang also, because sitting with the owner of the house there, and Venus itself is very strong. So as it is sitting with Venus, so it will represent Venus. It is nature of Rahu and Ketu actually. Wherever it sits, it gives the result of that particular house, and with whichever planet it sits, it also represents that planet also. That means it is representing both Mercury as well as Venus. And Ketu is a very intelligent planet, though many will say that it is not fair, you are telling wrong, because Ketu damages both the planets, but I don't think so, because different astrologers have different views, but I think this is a very good connection. To some extent it may damage Mercury, because she may suffer from some indecisiveness. That means sometimes she may be very confused, may not be able to take right decision, may be very confused what to do, what not, and sometimes she may do some blunder also because of this combination. At a very vital point of time, maybe at a juncture, she may do something which is very, very childish, and because of that she may have to suffer. Some rash decision may spoil her career. That kind of thing may definitely happen. But thing is, this Mercury Ketu combination in one way very good for software kind of education, software development, software education, programming. This type of things are very much there for this type of combination, because Ketu is such a planet which can help Mercury to analyze anything to a great extent, to greater depth of knowledge. It gives you tremendous knowledge, very delicate and very complicated analysis, and also logic. This type of things are only possible by Ketu, and because Mercury itself is a planet of mathematics, understanding, intelligence. Along with that, Ketu is also planet of mathematics, accountants, and all this. So these two combination, these two planets when comes together, they really become a very strong combination to give you such kind of abilities to analyze everything from a very great depth. Actually, it can go to any depth of knowledge, and it can analyze things very nicely, and nobody can do it if this type of planets are there in anyone's horoscope. He is best in this type of professions. In most of the cases, I have found that those who have this type of combinations, they are very good in software technologies, software development, logical developments, and all this. And Venus is also one of the technical planets. So Venus together with Mercury and Ketu also gives a very good skill of analyzing different complicated things, logic, analysis, programming, this kind of thing, electronics, electronics engineering, software engineering. This type of things are only possible by Ketu, Mercury, Venus, this type of combinations. And already Mars is the 4th house lord and also the 9th house lord, that is also sitting in the 8th house. So 8th house means technology again, so something related to research or development, this kind of some technical studies are actually indicated by these planets. Now, since her Lagna is actually Leo, so she is very determined kind of person, very strong person mentally, and she doesn't give into any kind of pressure generally, and the degree of Lagna ascendant is also quite good. That is why she is very strong mentally. But one problem is there definitely, that since Mercury, the planet of decision, planet of intelligence, planet of uh, presence of mind, that is actually to some extent damaged due to Ketu's close conjunction. Because of that, sometimes she may get confused completely what to do, what not, and because of that, she may take a very wrong decision, which may be a blunder. Because of that, she may take a very wrong decision and which may spoil her career. So from that point of view, it is definitely not a very good position. Now in one chart there must be some weak points also. That is one here. Already one weak point we have already found, that Mercury is a big problem for her. But still Mercury is quite good also, since it is sitting in the friendly sign with Ketu and Venus. So it will give her tremendous intelligence, analytical power, and she can go to any depth of knowledge. It can find the root cause of any problem, root cause of any situation, everything. It is very, very strong connection in it. Anyway, enough of education. Now let's get into other things, like what type of job will she do. I already have discussed a lot, because whatever studies, whatever education she will go through, that will be completely vocational kind of education, which will be applicable, which is applicable in professional life. Actually, it is not just a education which is of no use, which is immaterial, useless, just a subject which has no application in real life. It is not that. Actually, whatever she will study, that is a vocational kind of study, but it will be very useful and which is applicable, like software technology, computer technology, mechanical engineering, or even if she wants to study some bioscience also, that also like biotechnology, something which is very much practical based and something very useful which is applicable in life. So this shows that she has great prospect in her profession. These things I am telling from her D1 chart only, very first chart, that is her main horoscope. And already I've said you that Sun and Moon together sitting in the ninth house, that means she will make her own fortune all by her own efforts, nothing else. Definitely she will be getting lots of effort, lots of help from her parents also, but because they will be always by her side, they will be always behind her for all purposes. But anyway, still she has the capacity to make her own fortune on her own actually. Now another thing is very remarkable here, that is Moon is in the ninth house. That means Moon means what? Moon is traveling. Moon is a planet of traveling, and she may like to travel a lot. Maybe not today, sometime in her life, she must get inclined to this type of habit. She may like traveling a lot, because both her ascendant lord as well as Rashi lord, sorry, her 12th house lord, and Moon means the most vital planet. Actually, this is the planet of fourth house of Kalpurush. So that is sitting in the ninth house. That means ninth house means uh, traveling. She may be quite religious also, because Moon means mind, and that is sitting in the house of religion, religious thoughts, and all this. So she not only will be very much inclined to higher studies, she also will be liking traveling a lot, and also she will be quite religious also. And Sun actually represents our self, that is our Atma, and Moon represents our mind. So uh, both her soul and her mind will be definitely inclined to some religious practice, religious beliefs. Maybe sometime she may be little, she may not believe in God, may not believe in spiritualism, but sometime will definitely come in her life when she'll be definitely strongly believing in this type of spiritualisms. Now let's move to her next portion, that is, let's proceed to Dasha, because Dasha is the main thing which can give us the real picture, what exactly is going on now. Now she is going through Dasha of Moon actually, because that started from 1st March 2022 and continuing now, and it will continue up to 2032. I am marking it for you so that you can understand. This is the span of time which is Moon's Dasha. Moon's Dasha has started from 1st of March 2022. Sorry, I marked wrong actually. I am marking it again. It has started from this here, from here actually, and it will continue up to this. Yes, this is the real span of time. That is, it has begun from 1st March 2022 and will continue up to 1st March 2032. That means a span of 10 years. That means actually she is going through Moon's Dasha. Now within Moon's Dasha, what is the Antardasha? See, her Antardashas are like this. I am going up to the year 2026. up to this only, not much, because let us consider only up to 3 years span of time, because if we go beyond that, that will be of no use, because we have to see what happens immediately. That is more interesting. So already moon dasha is over. Now she is passing through moon Mars dasha, and then will come moon Rahu dasha, and then will come moon's Jupiter dasha. So moon is over, Mars, Rahu, and Jupiter. So these are the vital dashas, antardashas, which we will have to take care of. This is one, this is one, and this is one. These three antardashas will give her different types of results within the moon's Mahadasha. Now let's proceed to the very important part, that is KP chart, because without considering the KP chart we cannot understand what exactly is the picture. This is KP chart. Here you see Rahu is actually sitting in the 3rd house and Ketu is sitting in the 9th house. In KP chart, the horoscope changes to some extent because of some reason, because this is a Placidus system. Because of that, not all the houses are of equal degrees. That is why the planets get shifted to different houses, little different from the normal Lagna chart. Okay, so we should always consider this very chart, that is KP chart, to actually understand what is the horoscope, what the horoscope actually promises. Now since Mars is sitting in the 8th house already, see the Mars is already there with with, again I am marking it, Moon and Mars both are actually in the 8th house. So her mind will be always very much tense, and mind will be very much what to say, will be anxious about different reasons, like her family life, about her mother, about her parents. She will be having a lot of disturbances. Mind will be quite disturbed all the time. And since Mars is also in the 8th house, so Mars Moon together in the 8th house, it is not very good thing at all. And that also in the Jal Rashi, that means due to some accidents, some kind of operations, some kind of, what to say, bleeding kind of things may happen actually. This is the indication actually. It may be a minor accident, because I already told there is aspect of Jupiter, so Jupiter will definitely save her from such kind of danger. Still, Moon Mars together in the 8th house may cause some problems, no doubt. Now let's go to 5th house. This 5th house lord is actually Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th house lord, and that is sitting in the 2nd house. That means she will definitely have a son, because Jupiter means male child, and that is sitting in the house of Parivar, that is family. So this is a indication of having a male child. I'm not sure that she has any male child or female child, but actually this shows a kind of connection there. And also, since Jupiter is actually retrograde, so it will not be it is also represented in the 3rd house. From there it is aspecting the 7th house also, I already told you. So Jupiter will save her marriage, it will save her luck, and also it will give her happiness of child. So this is the overall chart of the native. It is a very good chart indeed, and promising chart. The most important thing is that this native is very brilliant one, quite brilliant native, because see, in KP chart, Sun, Mercury together. Whenever Sun and Mercury come together, actually this is Rashi chart, I am going to the KP chart. Whenever Sun and Mercury come together, this is a great combination indeed, because Sun Mercury combination is one of the best combinations for a horoscope, because that makes one very successful in career, and Sun Mercury combination makes one very intelligent actually, and they are generally very highly educated and very intelligent persons, generally scientists, lawyers, and professors, doctors, very successful persons really have this type of combination, that is Budhaditya Yog. Anyway, and Venus is also in the ninth house, Mercury is in the ninth house, Sun is in the ninth house, all are in the ninth house. So ninth house is the house of fortune, and if all the good planets are in the ninth house, that means she'll be very lucky in one way or other. Main problem is her marriage. Marriage may be disturbed because you see, I already told, for female natives, Mars is very important planet, because Mars means husband for female planet, female chart, and that Mars is sitting in the 8th house. That means she'll be having lots of disturbances regarding her marriage. Maybe ego problem, some kind of confrontations with husband, upset, this type of things. Though that is being aspected by Jupiter, that is one thing. So Jupiter will ultimately save her from some unwanted situations, odd situations, right? And Saturn is sitting in the 6th house. This is another point. Since Saturn, is the 7th house lord, this is 7th house, and its lord is actually Saturn, that is sitting to its 12th house. That means this also indicating some kind of separation situation, due to some misunderstanding or some kind of confrontation, due to some quarrel or some kind of lack of understanding, it may cause some kind of separation. But still, I am very much hopeful that that will not happen, since Rahu not is here. Rahu is also aspecting. That is a big problem. But in Rashi chart, Rahu is not at all aspecting, and actually aspect should be considered from Rashi chart only. And Jupiter is sitting in the 3rd house. From there, it is aspecting the marriage, the house of marriage. So Jupiter will always try to save her from this type of marriage breakup. So this is all about the KP chart. Now I'll go to the most vital part of consideration, that is the cusps. This is the most vital consideration for a KP chart. What exactly are promised in her chart, considering that her birth time and date are absolutely correct, then only we should consider this sublord, cusps. Otherwise, if the birth time and date are not correct, then we should not really proceed further. We should stop only up to the KP chart. So here we have to see 3-4 important things. First, I will see how will be her marriage, because marriage is very important issue for a married person. So she was very much in tension whether her marriage would continue or not, whether she would be having some problem or not. Let's see. This is 7th house, and the sublord of 7th house is Mercury. Now let's see whether Mercury is tenanted or untenanted. Here we see Mercury is tenanted, and that is actually indicating 9, 1, 11 and 2. And 11 is actually of 3rd level, not 3rd level, 4th level. 4th level signification is not that strong actually, and 9 is indicating the ninth house, but main house is seventh house, main house is fifth house. These two houses are not involved here. So Mercury is not really showing uh, any kind of uh, connection of marriage directly, except 11 and 2. These two are in favor of marriage, but that is of very low level signification. Actually, Mercury is not really showing that much of strong signification of marriage. Now we'll have to see who is the star lord of Mercury. The star lord of Mercury is, it is Mercury, and that is combust also, and its star lord is Sun. And now let's see where is Sun. Sun is actually sitting. Where is Sun? Sun is sitting in ninth house. Again, Sun is sitting in the ninth house. Mercury itself is sitting in the ninth house. So, if we go to planet signification, there we'll find the Sun is representing 1, 3, 9, 10. These are not at all for marriage. So, both the ways, Mercury as a planet as well as through its nakshatra, it is not much of marriage actually. That is not really signifying marriage directly. Then what will happen then? We have to check it a little differently. You have to see the cusps. Here we see Mercury is actually the sublord, and who else is there? Mars is also a tenanted planet. It is tenanted. And you see Saturn. Saturn is also tenanted. That is it. Saturn is strongly showing 7th house, and Mars is also showing 11 and 2. These two planets are very strong. They are strong tenanted planets. Now if we see the table of cusps, from there we can get some clue whether the marriage will last or not. See, she is actually passing through dasha of moon, and moon is placed in the nakshatra of Ketu. Now where is Ketu? Let's see where is Ketu. Ketu is in the 5th house. This is the sublord of 5th house, and also Ketu is also the sublord of 11th house. This is a very positive thing indeed. I have found one thing very promising, that is Ketu is the lord of moon, star lord of moon. The current dasha is moon, and that is sitting in the star of Ketu, and Ketu is sublord of 5th house and 11th house. This particular thing will definitely give her great support to continue the marriage. This is one thing, because 5-11 combination is very much strong connection for marriage. And also Mercury is also actually in one way or other shows sort of second house. Second house also involved. Second house means family. This is Mercury. Let's check what is Mercury indicating. Mercury is indicating second house, yes, and there also 11th house is also involved. 11 and 2, though it is very weak signification, but still 11 and 2 are involved there. So that way also marriage is promised. So if she can strengthen her Mercury, then I think there will be no more problem to have any happy married life. And another thing is that since Mars is very vital planet for um, female natives, so Mars is also showing 11 and 2. That is also strongly indicating marriage. So Mars is though sitting in the 8th house, but still it is not only being aspected by Jupiter, but also it is signifying 11 and 2. That is why ultimately her marriage may be saved from this point of view also. Now enough of marriage. Now let us see how is her career prospect. Her career prospect can be seen from two cusps. One is definitely sixth house, because sixth house means job and 10th house means profession, because whatever you do, whether you are doing business or job, both are actually related to some kind of work. You have to work actually, and that actual work is promised by 10th cusp, and 6th house actually gives job, and 7th house gives business. Now her 10th house cusp is cuspal sublord is Rahu, and her 6th house cuspal sublord is Jupiter. So Jupiter and Rahu will dictate her career. So let's see what these two planets are actually indicating. If we see this planet level signification, then we find that Jupiter actually is showing 3, 2, 5, 8. And what about Rahu? Rahu is also showing 2, 3, 5, 8. Here we don't find any direct involvement of 6, 10, nothing like that. Only 2 is involved. Otherwise, no other thing is involved here. Then what will happen? Will not she get any job? She will be failure to find any job. That is a very much important question in it. At least from this level of significations, we understand that her job is not at all promised in her chart. Now we should not stop here. We should go further to consider from other point of view. See, what is the level of the planets? We find that there are two untenanted planets. One is Saturn and another is Mars. Now Saturn means profession, and Saturn means profession, and Saturn is strongly showing 6th house. Saturn is also strongly showing 7th house and 6th house. So I think she definitely will get job, since Saturn is the vital planet for profession, and that Saturn is actually showing jobs. So she should definitely get job. Whenever Saturn's dasha antardasha will come, she will definitely get job. Let us begin. Let us see what is Saturn representing in the cuspal chart. Cuspal table actually. See, Saturn is actually present in ninth cusp. There is sublord of ninth, and also Saturn is also the sublord of third house. And where else? Saturn is also somewhere, I think Saturn is nowhere else. in the ninth house and in the third house, and nowhere else we find Saturn present. So in that situation, I think Saturn definitely give some job definitely when Saturn's dasha will come. And also since Saturn is also showing third house signification as well as ninth house signification, so she should definitely go for some online service, online work, some kind of um, what to say, some public relation kind of job, public relation kind of work. uh, she has to she can work on social media. From that also she can really earn a lot of money. Not necessary that always she has to do a job only. If she doesn't find any job, then she should go for uh, such alternatives, like commission based work, some kind of self employment kind of thing. Or she may go for social media, like YouTube. As a YouTuber she may be very successful, as she is a technical person, so she can be very successful as YouTuber. Or she may have her own website also. From there also she can earn a lot of money. Not necessary that everybody has to be a businessman, businesswoman, or serviceman, you know so what to say. uh, Now what will happen, and when exactly will she get the job? Now again let us see the dasha period. Here we see dasha period actually is moon, and within this moon dasha we see Saturn's dasha is coming in the year 2028. That is beginning from this side and ending in 2028. That is between 1/6/2026 to 1/1/2028. During this period she may get jobs, but it will be quite late indeed. Will she sit idle so long? Till then it is not possible. So before that she definitely should try for jobs. And what exactly is moon indicating, that we have to see once more. Moon is actually signifying, moon is actually sitting where? In the cusp we see moon is actually placed in the planetary signification. Moon indicates 8, 9, 12. It is not really that advantageous position at all. Moon is completely in wrong position. It is no way indicating any kind of job or service. And moon's planet is actually, what is moon's planet? Moon's planet is Ketu, and Ketu is actually showing 1 and 9. So that is also not very um, helping at all. That is not also very supportive. So I think she should go for some self-employment kind of thing. And instead of considering everything from KP chart itself only, if we go straight away to our traditional method, now let's begin from another point of view. I'll show you all the possibilities. If we see the D10 chart, that is the most important chart, here we find that moon is sitting in the fourth house. That Dasha Lord itself is sitting in the fourth house. Dasha Lord is sitting in the fourth house, and its Star Lord is Sun, and that is sitting in the ninth house. That means what? And Sun is the 10th house Lord of the 10 chart, that is also sitting in the fourth house. So it shows that she will be involved in some kind of education related job, and that is also technical kind of education, because Mars is sitting with Moon and Saturn and Rahu. So, and Ketu is already there. Ketu means technology. So she will be involved in some kind of uh, education based job or education based profession. So she should definitely go for such type of education based service or education based career. If she is already doing some teaching job, then she can definitely try for some better options, like government jobs, or some uh, other options like better school, or so that she can earn more money from there. So Moon is definitely indicating some job related to education. This is all about her horoscope. Most of the points I have already discussed. Now she will have to decide whether she can go for this or that. According to this horoscope, she should either continue with this type of education based job, or she should go to some better options in the same line, that is in education. She can do some education based job only, but that may be in a different school, different institution, for a higher position or for a higher amount of salary. And also, regarding marriage, I would suggest that she should definitely continue with this marriage, otherwise it may cause her a lot of complications, since um, if she has any uh, child, then that will be very difficult situation for her to survive. So she should definitely try heart and soul to continue with the service, sorry, continue with the marriage, and adjust as much as possible, because, and Jupiter is definitely there. Jupiter also will help her to continue with this marriage. That's all for this horoscope. I hope you like this video, and please like and share this video to your friends, and also comment if possible, and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.